Well, I had known Major Ravi from quite a while before. He was going to make a Hindi film, and I'd met him a few years ago, and that didn't take shape. After that, we lost contact, and dear friend of mine, his name is Ilyas. He is a very dear friend of OG, who is the producer of the film. So when OG was making this film, the name came up, and Ilyas had mentioned my name, that I would like to act outside, because Ilyas is a dear friend, and I had told him that I like to act outside and do other films, especially in the South, in Malayalam. So he told OG, and then OG told Major Ravi, and it all came together. They called me, and Major Ravi already knew me, and he also wanted to act with him in the past. So it just came together, and it was quite sudden, because I remember we shot sometime in Feb last year for the snow, because there are seasons in this film. So they had to wait for 6-8 months for the snow, and then they wanted the green and the summer. So we had to wait for another 6 months. So the snow part was for a few days, and of course, for Prithviraj, who I also knew his work. He had done Hindi Ayya and stuff like that. So I liked him as a personality, and he was pretty dynamic. So this movie we shot sometime in, I think, March, and then we waited, and then we shot again in, I think, August, June, May, I think May. So we shot it across, it took a long while, and then the post-production, etc. So that's how this happened to me, and when I was told that it is one of the principal roles in the film. The story is about two soldiers, where the main soldier, who's the Indian soldier, was from Kerala, and there is the other soldier. It's about two guys on one 43, and this side is one hut and one soldier, and this one hut and one soldier. And this soldier is with the dog, which is Prithviraj, and this me, who I come as a new soldier. And the relationship between the people and these two people, and how they become friends, and they start talking, and their lives and their personal lives, and what they feel about their countries fighting, and the politics. And so a lot of things, the script interested me, because I believed in it myself, like the way it was being interpreted and the message which was being given in the film. So for me, it was very interesting, and I said, I would love to be a part of this. And it was, as we said, one of the principal roles. So there was no brainer. For an actor, somewhere he's selfish. He will think of the script first. Okay, what am I doing in this movie? Yes, the next comes that you will compromise on your money or whatever your fees are, because that's secondary. For it's like, how is the script and what am I doing? How exciting it is for me. So that is more important. So as I mentioned earlier, that when I came to know about the central idea of the film, that's what excited me. And of course, I didn't have to speak Malayalam. I'm not saying it in a good way or a bad way, but it's like, okay, I speak in the Urdu, Pakistani, Pathani, whatever. We work the accent out later. Yeah, he's called Musharraf for short, and he's basically a Pathan coming from a small village in Pakistan, and he's got a family. He's got a wife. He's got a mother. He's got two small children, a girl and a boy, and he joined the army. And he's also not exactly happy with what is happening within their country, and what he feels about certain elements like the Taliban who are coming in and doing certain things which are being forced. And so as a character, he's a pretty complex character, where he is very neutral, and it's a very positive Pakistani character, a Pakistani soldier who is not like they're painted out to be the, probably in the press, the Pakistan will write something about the Indian army, and the Indians will write about the Pakistani army. It's not that, mudslinging war out here. It is, they're both human. Nobody wants the war. They have their families, they have their lives, and so the complexity of this character is named Musharraf, and his child, his daughter who's back home, and he wants to educate his children, where the society out there, for some reasons, the women education is not being encouraged, and stuff like that, and how so very subtly a lot of things have been said through Musharraf about what's happening, and the impression of so-called Islam on the world. And Musharraf stands for the neutral Muslim, who's a good Muslim, but not exactly subscribing to this so-called activities which the other guys are doing in the name of Islam. So very good messages passed on through this character also. He's like an army guy. He's like the whole, he orders people, like, hey, soldier, get up, man, finish. So, but with the actors, he understands. So he speaks to them in a tone which the actor is not intimidated by. But he's a disciplinarian. He because being in the army, he understands the value of time. We need to finish this in this much time. So he understands time, budget, and I think he's sensitive. And basically, he himself is a patriot, so and a nationalist. So the way he looks and translates that into his film is what he believes in. So he specializes in that, and that's what he is all about. I don't think he'll jump into and make a film about some romance somewhere. Everybody has got an aptitude for something. Like for example, Suraj Barjatia, he is a family person. He will make movies about families, bonding, brother, sister, marriage. He loves that, and he projects that on the screen. Raju Hirani is this very good man who wants to talk about society and make a social statement. Sanjay Leela Bhansali will have this grandeur, and he'll actually big stories, love stories in the middle of all these grandeur. So everybody's got their little areas where they are comfortable with. So similarly, Major Ravi, I think he's very, very comfortable in showing patriotism, nationalism via the army, or some kind of connect to the you can say the armed forces. So yeah, so and I enjoyed that. He's, as I said, like a very dynamic young man, very dedicated to his work, and a very good actor. It's just that because they do all these tough, good-looking, macho roles, but he is a very sensitive actor, and I saw that while we were working together, and very cooperative. He involves himself in the making also. It's not that, okay, what do I have to do and go away. He will look at the scene and try to give inputs. Okay, why don't we try it like this? And so he sits in the making and gives his suggestions. So it's I think even like Major Ravi was open. So when I also sat and I said, can we do it like this, or how would you like me to do this? So as a team, because there were very few people, just Prithviraj, myself, when I was shooting only with Prithviraj. And then I had 1-2 scenes with my wife when Farida Jalalji was my mother. So I had 2 days of work with him. But with Prithviraj, yes, I think he will grow to be a very, very, very sensitive and, I think one of the top actors we could have. He's doing so much of good work and so much of variety.